talk to me about the early mistakes that you made
Oh, Lord.
when you were doing this.
Well, you listed a lot of them. So first was taking on the wrong clients. And so taking on the wrong clients, I'll say this. When I decided that it was time for me to get serious about learning how to sell, I hired a sales coach. And when the coach asked me, he's like, well, what's your number one goal? Now, I had somehow muscled my way to like $10,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue. And the thing of it is that a lot of the other agencies or freelancers that I knew that were in my space, they were trying to get to where I was.
Which you think about 2007,
yeah,
you come out of the corporate world and you're getting $10,000 a month in revenue, and pretty much it's all profit because it's intellectual. I mean, it's the work that you're doing. I remember that point where you think I'm printing money. Like this is.
Oh, I thought I was, king, what?
Yeah.
And except for I hated every one of my clients. I didn't want to get up in the morning. They drove me insane. They were not the right people for me to be working with. I shouldn't say I hated all of my clients, but there were some that were especially big pitas. And so when I hired the coach, he said, well, what is your goal? He's like, you're already at a place where most people are trying to get to. I'm like, I want clients that I actually enjoy working with, that actually listen to my advice and do what they say that they're going to do. So if you can help me to find those people, I will be very happy. And what ended up happening is that in 6 months, I had gotten rid of all of my pain in the butt clients, replaced them, less of them, but at more dollars. So I had less clients, but the same amount of money that I was making. And the client that was the biggest pain in the butt, I sent them their money back. And when I sent them their money back, they came back begging and pleading for me to continue to work with them. And I tried, but then they didn't change. And so that was the first mistake that I made was working with anyone who was willing to pay me, because I was desperate to make money to get to that point. It took me a while to get there.
Because when you're in that situation where you feel vulnerable to rejection, what you end up doing is taking the people that no one else will work with.
Exactly.
Because they're easy to sell.
Yes, exactly. And that's how I ended up with so many pains in the butts. And then I started like burning out and doing the work and all of that. And so that was the early days, just like, I joined BNI. I went to all of the networking groups. Even my coach at the time when we were in this group coaching, he's like, you have more opportunities in your pipeline than anyone else. He's like, but how is it that you still hate selling? I'm like, I just don't enjoy it, but I know that I have to do it. And I'm spending so much time and effort in doing it, still getting the wrong ones. Like I need to know what it is that I'm doing wrong. And what I didn't realize, it was my perception of sales that was actually getting in my way. Like I knew the mechanics and I knew what to do, just couldn't seem to do it in the moments on the call with the client when I needed to. And so that was my first mistake, was taking anybody who would pay me. The next mistake I made was working within their budgets, i.e. discounting, because they undervalue what you're actually worth. You can't actually do the work that you need to do in order to see success and get like testimonials and results and build that social proof because you've been able to get those results. So yes, I was making, a good monthly return, but I was churning through clients left and right and constantly having to replace them, or the ones that were sticking with me were the ones that were the pain in the butt and sucked all of my life and energy out of me. So those were the two biggest mistakes, taking anyone who would pay me and then discounting. And then I think the other biggest mistake that I made was not systematizing and writing down my processes early enough. And so it was always this kind of like winging it, trying to figure it out as I go, every time I put a proposal together, it was a new proposal with all kinds of new stuff in it. I had too many options in there for people to choose from. I was relying on the proposal to do all of the work and the selling for me. Like I would do the discovery call, find enough pain. Okay, here's how I'm going to solve that problem in pain. I couldn't understand why that 15-page proposal didn't generate more business for me. So those I think were my three biggest mistakes when I first started my business. And then the other one, and I'll add this as the bonus, was I kept waiting for people to come to me and didn't do the proactive prospecting. Like, yeah, I was going out and I was doing networking, things like that, but I wasn't going after those accounts that I actually thought were going to be the best fits for me and really being niche and selective about who I was going after. It was just I'm going to grab as many things off of the shelf as I can right now and see which one's going to work out for me.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to click like and subscribe so you never miss a single video. And if you want more sales training content, go to learn.salesgravy.com.